everybody, Chris Renshaw here with another OCDtv for you guys. And guess what? I actually have comics for you guys. I know some of you may think I just put it in there to make a nice little acronym, but I'm actually going to talk about comics. I was able to actually go to the comic book store and catch up on a lot of stuff. Got caught up on Scott Snyder's Batman run. Death of the Family, really loving that. So I might go into that in another video, might not, don't know yet. So for this video, I want to talk about a book that's been out. It's been out for a while, but I've not had the chance to read it yet. And I was so excited to read this, and I was finally glad that I finally got it. Most of you know, if you know anything about me, you know two things about me in comics. A, I love Batman. B, I love Geoff John's work. So here I have right here Batman Earth 1, written by Geoff Johns, drawn by Gary Frank, and this is just like the perfect blend of everything I'm looking for in comics. It's a Batman comic that's written by Geoff Johns. So for those of you that don't know so much about the Earth 1, basically between this and let's see, Superman Earth 1, right here. That's a good thing about having my comics right here. Superman Earth 1. These are stories about classic superheroes that we've had origins for years. This is new takes in the modern world, and we've seen that done before, but this is tweaked a little bit. This is not like the same Batman origin that you've been reading for a while. This has no impact on any continuity. This is a completely new world. Anything goes, and it just opened up the gate for some really good Batman and Superman stories. So Superman Earth 1 was good. I recommend it, but I'm going to talk about Batman Earth 1. It was when they first announced that they were going to be doing this big Earth 1 initiative, and I heard there was going to be a Batman Earth 1, and I heard it was going to be written by Geoff Johns. I was just like, oh my god, when can I get this? And it took a while to come out because they wanted to do the Superman thing first. I actually think there's a book 2 of the Superman. Pretty sure I saw that at the shop as well. Have not read that, but this is the first one. This is Batman Earth 1. Now that's not like the first book. The universe is called Earth 1. So technically, like, most of the DC universe happens on like Earth 0 or Earth Prime or whatever. I don't know the multiverse in the DC world that much, but this is the Batman and the Superman of Earth 1. Just like the second volume of the Superman Earth 1 is like Superman Earth 1 Volume 2. So, but like I said, Batman. First of all, I'm going to say I was really hyped up for this book, and I was kind of expecting it to, I don't know, like let me down a little bit. Or no, back up here and say it. Basically, I've been expecting this book for a while. I've been waiting to read this book for a while. So, given how excited I was for it, I knew there was the possibility that it could let me down. I knew it wasn't. I hoped it wasn't going to, but I knew it was possible. But I will have to say, this did not disappoint at all. This is a really good Batman story. If you're a Batman fan at all, I'm just going to say up front, you need to get this book, and you need to read it. You don't necessarily need to get the actual book. I wanted it because I like having the actual... for a lot of comics, I buy them digitally, but for Batman comics, I like having the physical version of the book. But I believe you can get this online, like through the iBook store for only like $15, which is definitely a lot cheaper than buying it. It's retails for $22.99. I'm sure you can Amazon it for cheaper. But basically, this is Batman's origin story, or his new origin story in this new world. So what it is it's very similar to what we've been, you know, Bruce Wayne sees his parents get shot, decides to become Batman, or decides he wants to avenge his parents. But this is a lot grittier than what we've seen in the past. Typically, we've seen, like, if you look at things such as Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins, we see a tale where Bruce Wayne sees his parents get shot, is overcome with anger and vengeance, but we usually see him like getting over that and then becoming like the Batman that we expect. This is different. We see Geoff Johns presents a Batman who is very much a man. Like, this is the man before the legend. So this is where he is fallible. He is easily broken. He makes mistakes. This is a guy, his gadgets, he's not the smartest yet. You know, some of his gadgets are break on him when he's doing stuff. So you see, you know, he doesn't fully, he jumps the gun a little bit on some engagements. This is very much a Batman before, you know, like a Batman who has the potential to become the legend that we know, but is not quite there yet. He's not out to, you know, defend Gotham of evil. No, he knows that because his dad was going to be mayor, or was set to become the new mayor of Gotham, and then was shot right before the election, having had death threats, that he knows that this was a political assassination, that his father was the suspect of political assassination. So he's trying to uncover the truth about his parents' murder. So the only reason in his head for having Batman is he doesn't want them to know who's coming after him. So this is a Batman that's solely out for vengeance. We have an Alfred. Alfred in this case is and okay, before I go into that, I'm going to just pretty much say that the thing I like the most about this story is that it takes these characters that we know and we kind of know how they are beforehand, and it peels them back a little bit, going, why are they like that? And this presents a story where we see these characters before they are the people that we know. And it's by reading this book and knowing what some of these characters eventually end up becoming in like the proper Batman universe, it sets a lot of things in play for little tweaks here and there for suggesting why people are the way they are. Some of the things that if you told the regular Batman story in today's world, you'd be like, well, that doesn't quite make sense. But since it's been like 40 years of continuity, we get over it. This tweaks those characters in such a way that it becomes very believable. We believe in these characters and that they seem very real. The characters just seem very well, like I could see these people being this way, and then I could also see that the people in this book end up becoming the people that we know in the Batman universe, or in the proper Batman universe. It makes them very believable, very real. Like, we have an Alfred Pennyworth who is he's not a butler at all. He never a butler. He was a security guy and a special forces guy that was hired by Thomas Wayne to be his bodyguard. And then when they're shot, like, it was someone that helped him. You know, they worked together in the Middle East, and they were good friends. And he was brought on because he was someone that he trusted and well. But then after Thomas and Martha get shot, he's now Bruce's legal guardian. Well, Bruce doesn't know him at all. So Bruce even says in here, he's like, who the heck are you? And to give this little kid some assurance, make him understand, he's not going to understand the connection that him and his dad. Well, he's just like, well, I'm your butler. I'm the butler. I'm your butler. I'm going to, wait on you since your parents aren't around, basically. So it just gives you this kind of, you understand why the people are the way they are. You get a Gordon that's, kind of fed up, or, he's not the purveyor of justice that we know of no, he's kind of a coward. He'll see stuff happen in the streets and just kind of ignore it because he cares more about his family being alive and that sort of thing. But then you see things happen that can lead him to be the Gordon that we know and the Gordon that, Gotham needs and that sort of thing. So each of these characters, and I'm not talking about just these main people, but even side characters like Harvey Bullock and Barbara Gordon, you just see these iconic characters getting thrown in and creating this intricate tapestry that we know of here, and just it's setting the stone for a really good universe. And another great thing I love about the story, it's entirely original. Like, aside from the origin part of Bruce Wayne's parents get shot, he becomes Batman. Aside from that, everything else in this book is completely original, to the best of my knowledge, at least. He's not retelling the same ground. He's not telling, like, how the Joker came to be. In fact, the Joker's not even mentioned in this book at all. You know, nothing that we've seen to date. You know, so it's entirely original. It's a very unique story, and it's something I think you're really going to love. So if you're a big Batman fan, I highly recommend you pick this book up. Once again, that's Batman Earth 1 by Geoff John and Gary Frank. By the way, check that out. This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to show this up to the camera. You see how you see Batman's eyes in here? This is just how you know that it's more of a focus on Batman the man, not Batman the legend. Because normally in the Batman comics you look at, you'll see Batman's eyes are whited out. You can't see his actual eyes. But in this, you're actually seeing his pupils. It just gives, the art just tells me, you know, the art is wonderful in this book, and it just tells me that, you know, this isn't Batman the legend. This is Batman the man. So definitely recommend you pick up this book. If you do, let me know what you think of it. Write me below at chris@ocdcast.com, or you can post in the comments below. And if you like this stuff, or you want to see other great things I've got going on, make sure you go visit my website, ocdcast.com. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and let me know if there's something particular you want me to read and talk about on this show. Is there a comic that you'd like me to read? Is there am I right in this? Am I wrong? And, you know, call me out if I'm wrong here. Any sort of things you want me to see talking about in upcoming episodes. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.